Hi, I'm Cambria Henry, and I'm here with Lance, the owner of ProView Home Inspections. Lance, tell me a little bit about the home inspection process with a buyer.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, Cameron. Thanks for having me here today. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about home inspection and what it is, and all the way from we get questions on if we're buying a brand new house, do we need a home inspection? There's lots of misconceptions about what it is. Do we need one? The truth is, even on a brand new house, actually inspection is super important. So, in that situation, the builder is working for the builder and the homeowner, but really to really understand and get down to the details, it's really important to have home inspection even on a new construction house.
Okay, tell me, what is one thing that you see that if maintenance had been done early on, that it would have waived a bunch of issues in the future?
Yeah. Well, I always say really the one of the most important things that seems not as important is gutters. Gutters is always one of the most important things to have in a house. So when you're out looking at a house, if it doesn't have gutters, great, but you need to think about budgeting for that. But if you don't have gutters, what can happen? You can get damage to the fascia, you can get damage to the siding, you get damage to the actual foundation wall, and then the worst part about not having gutters is the potential for water entry. So, so gutters is always really one of the most important things. If somebody would have put those on before, they could have prevented a lot of damage.
Okay. So gutters are important. So when a buyer is looking at a home, when they're first walking up to the home, before they ever even consider putting an offer, they should be looking at the roof, they should be looking at the windows, but they should also be looking to see if there's gutters. Is there anything else that a buyer really doesn't consider very much that they should be looking at?
Obviously the foundation is important. Those are key topics you just mentioned there. Of course, the roof, windows, foundation. The year of the home is, the older the house, say if you're looking at a house that's early 1900s, and they might have a stone foundation, which comes with a little more maintenance and potentially more issues. So foundation, and then also the slope of the land is also important. So a lot of times, they build a house on a slope, and if you don't deal with that grading issue, you could have, again, water entry and damage because of it. So I think you hit upon the key issues there, but I would add foundation and then slope of the land if you're just kind of pulling up to the house, things to at least be looking at.
Okay, now in winter in Spokane, my concern always is you can't see the roof because there's snow covering. Is there any kind of thing that a buyer can be looking at before to make sure that the roof's not going to be an issue once that snow melts away?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we do get that question a lot. Like for instance, this winter has been pretty mild, which we've been able to see the roof, but last winter there was 2 or 3 feet of snow on the roofs, and you're right. Here's a couple tips I would say is, if you're buying a house that has snow covered, and when we're going to have the inspection, you don't see that melting anytime soon, try to get as much information up front from the sellers of when they last replaced it. So have your agent, contact the other agent and just say, have they replaced the roof anytime soon? Do you have any details on that? That would be priority number one. When we get there and there's a couple feet of snow on the roof, obviously we can't walk on the roof. We try to kind of sweep back a little snow and try to get an idea, but it's not going to give us a full picture. The other thing we do is check the attic real closely and just see if there's any damage or water stains. So we will kind of see if there's any water coming in, but there's no good way during the winter months other than maybe up front, you're getting a little more information. So.
Okay. Lance, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, please give me a call. My number is 509-255-3764.